Hey everyone, welcome to, I guess, a special episode of What Mark Spins. So today was Record Store Day 2016. I've gone over my Record Store Day stuff in the past couple of years since I started this channel. I figured I'd do that for this time too, since there were a couple things that I picked up that are really cool, in my opinion. Now, there are a few things I did get besides just the regular Record Store Day releases. Like, first off, in those tote bags I showed you, they also have these really cool Record Store Day posters. Definitely an improvement over the Record Store Day poster from last year. Remember, that was like, it was like some weird beer brand tie-in with the Record Store Day kind of at the bottom. This time they got it right. I think I might actually put this in the background of my video since it looks really, really cool. I love the aesthetic of the whole thing, to use an internet term. We also got a pin of Metallica, the ambassadors for Record Store Day this year. I might just put that on the poster. And then, you guys might remember in one of the first episodes of What Mark Spins, this comedian called Shelly Berman, who I kind of got a record from in the dollar bin just because, hey, my last name's Berman, his is Berman. I was looking through the dollar bin today, just passing time for waiting for my number to be called, and I found another album of his. Apparently, this is the one that from like 1959 that won the Grammy for Best Comedy Album. I haven't heard it just because, you know, I wanted to get this video out today. I'm sure it's a lot of the same stuff. Awkward social situations, kind of humor. I find myself really relating to it. I'm not going to repeat myself too much as I said before, but yeah. So if you guys saw what I posted on Twitter a little bit before this video, I posted my Record Store Day wish list, which was basically 3 releases in bold, like my first picks, and then 3 below that, which would be like the backups in case one of those sold out. Luckily, I got all 3 of the ones in bold. The first one being Big Data and RAC. This is called Fair Trade. This is basically a 7-inch where Big Data, you guys might know, I'm a big fan of, and RAC, who Big Data just recently had like a co-headlining tour with. That's actually where I interviewed Big Data in the first place. And on this, Big Data covers RAC's song Let Go, which is probably my favorite out of what I've heard from RAC. And RAC covers Dangerous, of course, Big Data's big hit, which I'm sad to say is kind of his only big hit. That really should change. These versions both have like female singers on them, which I like, because Let Go is a duet originally between MNDR and Kelly from Block Party. And on this, Big Data, Alan is duetting with Lizzie Ryan, who, if you've seen Big Data live recently, you'd know is like the female singer in his band. And RAC has this singer called Pink Feathers on that sounds pretty good on this, even though I'd never heard of her before. I kind of like how these artists kind of reinterpreted the songs, because for the Let Go cover, I like how Big Data he almost changed the chord progression in a lot of spots. He kind of transformed and like brought out more of like that emotion in it. And I think that RAC did kind of a similar thing with Dangerous, kind of putting in a couple more dissonant guitars, like lowering the tempo a little bit at spots to show like this kind of tension and paranoia that's in the song. This beautiful coloring, which is like half clear and half like chocolatey, chocolate sauce like brown. I kind of love that. One thing that that was kind of an unspoken rule for last year that I decided to make a spoken rule for me this year was that I wanted whatever I got to have something special about the vinyl from what I see on the info on the Record Store Day website when it was announced. Like whether it be a color for the vinyl or like a special packaging or something like that. I'd want it to be more than just like, oh, here's 2 songs from our new album and they're on a 7-inch, you know? I just kind of gotten bored of that kind of cash in, and I wanted to, like, you know, if I get something, I want it to be special. This definitely falls under that. If you still haven't checked out Big Data yet and watch his channel, go do that. You do yourself a favor. And speaking of stuff related to my favorite albums of last year, next up we got Florence and the Machine's Delilah 12-inch single. This is one of my favorite songs off of How Big, How Blue, How Beautiful. It's at least one of the catchiest songs on the record for sure, and I love like the religious imagery going throughout it. More importantly, look at this! This blue marble design, beautiful. And I know I'm saying beautiful and just like vague looks, adjectives like that more than a Donald Trump speech, but you know. Anyway, on this thing, you got the studio version of Delilah along with a demo of it, which I found kind of interesting because you got definitely more of like a stripped down, almost like gospel-y feeling things. Definitely worth listening to if they've released it like on their YouTube channel or something. And then on the B-side, they got a Neil Young cover, the song Only Love Can Break Your Heart. Yeah, not too much else to say here, but Florence the Machine, Delilah. Awesome song, awesome 12-inch single. I'm happy with this. But I've saved the best for last, people. It is one of my favorite songs 2015. It's Iron Maiden, Empire of the Clouds, 12-inch single. First off, the picture disc right here. You see Eddie here, like destroying this blimp in the sky with like the Grim Reaper behind him. It's Iron Maiden artwork. Like this is just par for the course. For those who don't know, this is the 17-minute song that closed out their double album, The Book of Souls, and it basically tells this long, epic, tragic story about a 1930 plane crash during World War I. The B-side of this is actually a 21-minute interview where Bruce Dickinson and drummer Nego McBrain talked about how the song came along, and it's actually as long as the song itself, which is why they made a whole separate side out of it. Another thing that I really love about the packaging for this especially, like 90% of picture disc releases, it's just the picture disc, which is perfectly fair. I mean, the artwork's already there. But Iron Maiden decided to go the extra mile and make like this whole faux newspaper article thing that, I don't know if they took it from an actual Daily Mirror article from 1930. If they did, that would be incredible. Details everything related to this plane crash, and like, if you're listening to the song while reading this stuff, it's really haunting. And the song itself, like, I also love what they do musically on it, because apparently it's like the first Iron Maiden song to have piano in it, and it's also one of the first in a long time that Bruce wrote by himself. And he kind of talks about how crazy the process behind writing the song was in that interview. There's a part in the second half where the string section and everything just goes, and it sounds terrible coming from me, but it sounds like what a plane crashing would be backed by in like a 1930s movie. So this isn't just a really long song with a story behind it. These two things complement each other, and coming from a songwriter's point of view, if you can do stuff like that, then you have my instant respect. Even if you're not into metal, like, because this has elements of like metal, of like just hard rock in general, like, or progressive rock, or some elements of like classical and symphonic stuff even, then there is a ton to enjoy in this. Even if you just like good storytelling. Yeah, I would still stand by this is one of my favorite songs of last year, and I am so glad to have this kind of release. It definitely deserves something like this. And those are my Record Store Day 2016 releases that I picked up. If you guys went to Record Store Day this year, I'd like to know what you guys got. So just let me know in the comments down below. Also, last Thursday, I had my first gig playing original stuff. And I record the whole thing, and the whole thing is up on my personal and music channel. If you want to check out that whole 25-minute set, there's older stuff, newer stuff, a Kanye cover, so just a little side plug for that. And yeah, hope you'll see you in the next episode of Spinner Reviews.